Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Emily Rassam. Today we are making delicious, easy pumpkin roti. First, you're going to start with 1 cup of warmed canned pumpkin. We're also going to use some flour and some cumin and salt. I use kosher salt for mine. So you're going to use 2 teaspoons of cumin and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Adjust these to your taste preference. You don't have to use cumin, but I found that it added kind of a nice kick to it. For the flour, add it a little bit at a time so it's easier to mix. Gonna use around 1.5 to 2 cups of flour. Depending on the consistency, you can also use sweet potato for this recipe and make sure it's warm. It's easier to mix that way. But as you can see here, I am still incorporating flour to my mix. You don't want it to be sticky, and it needs to be able to shape into kind of a ball form. So keep adding flour, even if it's more than 2 cups, until the desired consistency is reached. You're going to want it to be about like this, so you can handle it well with your hands. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult task to get it thin enough to get those delicious bubbles in your roti that you're looking for. Knead it a little bit by hand at the end to get out any additional kind of creases or little spots of flour that you don't want in there any longer. Next, I like to put mine on a Silpat. This isn't actually an off-brand Silpat, but stick it on there. You have to use less flour when you're working with your dough, and it makes for really easy cleanup. You can just fold it up and take the rest of your flour off your surface really easily. Cut it up into even portions, around 6 to 8 for this. You're going to want to make them large coin size. Start by shaping them out into this round shape before you roll them out. It will save you a lot of time and energy when you're rolling. Another thing is, I don't have a rolling pin right now because I'm a newlywed. So you don't have to use a rolling pin to roll things out. I grabbed this water bottle that I happen to have lying around the house that I knew I wouldn't break and started rolling. You're going to want this to be paper thin as much as possible before you bake it or stick it in the pan. Heat your pan to a medium to medium high heat. You're going to want to keep it really warm. And before my first batch, I like to put a little bit of butter in the pan. Just a little bit, not a lot. And this will help it not stick. It's not required if you get your pan nice and hot. And then you're going to want to place your roti in the pan. The hotter the better. And I find the more times you turn it, the better it turns out. So keep it on here. You see the butter's kind of getting into this one a little bit. In subsequent batches, you'll get a better poof to your dough and even get some of those nice pockets in there. Keep flipping this and keep your heat really high so it doesn't burn. The more times you flip it on the high heat, it's not going to burn your bread, but it's going to get that nice air pocket in there for you. And keep it hot enough, the gas is hot enough inside the bread to get a poof that you're looking for. The first few in your batches may not look as good until you get your pan to the right temperature. As you can see, it's getting some nice little brown spots. That's where the air bubbles are going in. See, it's lifting here. And don't worry if you have a little extra flour on it. You can kind of dust that off when it's done. Keep flipping, and once you get to the desired color on your roti, you are good to go. As your pan gets hotter towards the mid to end of your cooking, they tend to poof up a little bit more. As you can see, this one actually rose about 1 inch or a couple centimeters out of the pan and got some nice bubbles for us. Again, the hotter the better. You want to pretend like you're putting this in a nice big bread oven. It's a really simple bread to make. It's great for anything you want to do. And after you get this hot enough, you get some nice pockets. I really enjoyed serving this with baba ganoush. I know not something you typically think of eating roti with, but it's just delicious. I've even made tacos with it, and you can use it for whatever you want to. It is a delicious and easy recipe to add to your collection. Don't forget to like us and subscribe to our channel